Hello everyone, Lisa's losing it. I really, really am. So we are 14 days post-op, okay? And today I had an appointment this morning with my primary care physician. It's a required 2-week post-op that I have to go to. And so I went and saw her with a handful of questions and let her know everything that I've gone through. And yeah, she called me an overachiever. Stop being an overachiever, Lisa. And not necessarily for a good reason, you know. But I'll bring you in on that. But I'm officially, as of today, down 21 pounds total. So I'm plugging along. I'm doing my due. That's pretty cool. For the first time. Now, you know, more information than probably anybody needs to know, but I have not been able to wear a bra for over a month. And since surgery, I have not been able to wear pants. I wore them once and regretted it horribly. You know, anything other than sweatpants that I pull way above the incision line. And today, to go to the doctor's, I not only wore a bra, it was awesome, and it fits better than it's fit in quite some time. But I was able to wear my leggings without major discomfort. I still have to work to keep it under that major incision, but yeah, I'm doing my due. So my overachiever status, we were talking about different stages, and today is the first day of my pureed stage. And so what that means is that I can add more food, which is nice because I'm really tired of sweet stuff. I'm not much of a sweet eater to begin with. I really, you know, yeah, I'll eat it. Normally it's an emotional reaction or something like that. But I mean, when that's all you can eat for a couple of weeks, you're way over it. And it's like all of the protein shakes and yogurt and sugar-free pudding, and you know, it's too much. I need some savory. So today I get to start that. I can scramble up an egg, and I just have to make sure to chew it really good. She goes, chew it to the consistency of water, which honestly has now put me off the idea of eating an egg today. But I can mash chicken, you know, I can mash tuna, I can mash salmon, just mash it up really good. I can even add like a little bit of sugar-free, fat-free mayonnaise to it, and that will make it go down easier. There's a list of new stuff, and I'll be bringing you along for that later on this week. But yeah, so I moved on to the next stage. I said, okay, now according to the schedule on the book that they gave me, right? For the last 2 weeks, I am supposed to have 3 protein shakes a day, 8 to 12 ounces. And so I've been having 3 a day, which is the overabundance of sweetness also. But as a result, I am getting over 100 grams of protein every single day. Now, yesterday morning was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I became very, very constipated. It was extremely painful, extremely stressful, and it took me about 4 hours to get anything moving. And it literally exhausted me. I ended up taking an hour-and-a-half nap, and the rest of the day was wasted. This is not how my body typically works. And I'm like, how can you do that when you're not eating anything, you know? So talking to her today, she's like, it's the anesthesia. It is the opioids they had you on, even though it was for a very short amount of time. And it was, and it's the protein drinks. And I went, excuse me? I thought it was the mashed potatoes. No, it wasn't the mashed potatoes. So I need to back off on the protein. Looking at the book for the next stage of the diet, they say to get 60 to 80 grams of protein a day. Now, when I went for my 1-week post-op checkup, she said, well, you're probably not getting enough protein. I'm like, no, I'm exceeding my protein goals. How can you, I'm following the diet that you guys gave me. How can you say I'm not getting enough protein? There was no answer to that. Anyway, so my doctor said it's the protein. That's part of what's doing it also. So, okay, cut back on the protein. You want to get 60 to 80 grams of protein. I'm like, I can do that. Okay, great. So I'm down to 1 protein drink a day that I'm supposed to nurse all day long. She was surprised that I was drinking it as quickly as I was. And now it's got me wondering, what did I do, you know? But she goes, water it down. It'll make it easier to get down, because I'm not a milk drinker. And so it kind of makes me a little phlegmy. But she said, you know, water it down, sip it all day long, you'll be fine. Okay, great. But yeah, cut back on the protein. So My menu plan got altered a little bit for today. And I'm going to do a full-on menu plan that I'll bring later on this week to show you guys what I'm going to be eating and probably what I'm going to be feeding Phil, so that you can see how I'm juggling this a little bit. She did say, let's see, what else did she do? We talked about a bunch of different stuff. But she said overall I'm doing good. Definitely doing good. You know, I'm rocking it. Okay, great. I said I'm very restless because I'm not used to this degree of inactivity. And she goes, do not mess with that. She goes, you don't need a hernia. I'm like, no, you're right, I don't. So I guess I will just you know, grow some moss. We'll see how that goes. So I'm being very good with that. And then, oh gosh, I know there's something I'm missing, but basically overall, I'm doing good with this. I'm very happy with this. So today, I'll tell you what I'm going to have today. I was going to have an egg. I'm going to tell you right now that she talked me out of that because I can't imagine chewing a scrambled egg to the consistency of liquid. It's unappealing. Like really unappealing. So I'll try it another day. But today I'm going to have some chicken mashed up with some fat-free refried beans and some taco seasoning. I'm going to heat that up. I'm so excited about that. And I'm about halfway through my protein shake for the day. I'm working on my water and bone broth. And so I can't remember what else there was for later on today. I don't remember. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot. I forget what the calories are. It's still kind of low in calories. So I'm concerned. You know, I'm trying to make sure that the carbs don't go too much because they did. I have not been testing my blood sugar. And so I had some of the really watered down mashed potatoes. And when I tested my sugar an hour later, it was 200. And that's not cool. That's not where it's supposed to be. She goes, when you're doing potatoes, she goes, wait 2 hours. And I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, because the thing is, it'll go up, but then it will come back down like it's supposed to. I'm like, oh, okay. And this morning I tested it, but I'd already started sipping on my protein shake, so it was high. So she goes, just write down your fasting blood sugars for the next 2 weeks, because I'm seeing her again 2 weeks, and we'll take a look at it then. I said, okay, we can do that. I did forget to ask her to run blood work to find out on whether or not I've gone through menopause yet, because I don't want another pregnancy test. Anyway, so yeah, everything's going good. I think everything's going good. Phil is being an angel and taking care of everything for me. I am supposed to get up 3 times a day and just walk around the house or walk around the yard or whatever. And I said I am going down to the chickens, you know, once a day, there and back. And so I'll add to that, because that's kind of, you know, that's my happy place, is watching my flock. But I will make an effort to move around more now that there's definitely less pain, because my core strength is so diminished. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this. And I don't like it, but it's healing. So I'm going slow and I'm not pushing it. Next week I meet with, they say it's 30 days post-op. It's 20 days post-op. Anyway, I meet with the nurse at the bariatric clinic next week, and I don't know why, but I am. So most of the incisions are healing really great, and the glue that they put on them is already off. The major incision still has some of the glue on it and is still pretty tender. It's pretty tender. So what I have learned is, number one, if you're thinking about doing this, for the love of God, get a belly band, okay? And number two, don't overdo the protein, because the one consistent thing that I've heard from a lot of people that undergo this is that constipation becomes a pretty significant issue. Somebody on TikTok gave me a recommendation for a daily stool softener, basically. So that is showing up later this week. I went and ordered that. If you want, let me know and I'll show you what that is. It's basically a pill, but I'll show you what that is next week, or the next check-in. and just keep drinking your water, which yesterday after that morning and then the subsequent nap, I was wiped out. I was useless. And so, and I was also seriously a little bit traumatized, and I don't want to exaggerate it, but that's what it was. I didn't want to eat. I had a fear of eating after that. So literally, I think over the course of the rest of the night, day, night, afternoon, night, I drank 32 ounces of bone broth, which again has protein. And I think, what did I have? I might have had a yogurt. That was it. So that can't happen. I need to stick with the schedule for eating to make sure that I'm eating throughout the day, because you can't make up for it later on. And that's a trick also. So I'm going to set up the alarms on my phone and make sure that I'm not missing any major meals. I mean, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning anyway, and that's normally when I start taking my first drinks and, you know, doing all that. But yeah, 21 pounds. I'm kind of excited. Yes, I am. So it's what I'm thinking though is, honestly, you're not going to now. Okay. Phil informed me this morning that I'm no longer snoring. And I said, well, that's a good thing, because I always hated the thought that I snored. And he goes, no, it's not, because now I have to check and make sure you're breathing. I said, dude, I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Trust me. Okay. So yeah, I'm not snoring anymore. That is epic. That means that the 21 pounds took away any of that pressure. I did return the APAP. I don't know if I told you guys that. Sorry, the dog's with me. I returned the APAP, and the technician there said, he goes, I don't understand why they prescribed it for you anyway, because you were only at, like, I think he said a 0.1, and normally it's a 0.5 before they prescribe one for you. And I'm like, it's a scam. It's all a scam. I'm convinced. So the APAP machine has been returned. I don't ever want to see that thing again. Ever. I mean, I lost sleep over what I still consider to be a scam. In my case. Now, that's not saying it is for everybody. I'm just saying that's what it was for me. It was absolutely unnecessary. They didn't even hook it up to me in the hospital. I am not forgetting as much stuff. My brain is clear. That's cool. Anesthesia is no fun. I don't like the after effects of anesthesia. I don't like the memory loss at all. But we're getting it. We're getting it done. It's all coming back. So eventually I will be back. I'll stop stuttering, because I picked that up in the last couple weeks too. Eventually I will be back to full speed. I'm looking forward to that. But right now we're doing good, and we're healing, and we lost 21 pounds. Okay. So that's my check-in for this week. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. What were your favorite? Because I know a lot of you have had this. What were your favorite pureed foods? Preferably warm food. I'm kind of tired of eating out of the refrigerator. You know what I mean? Yogurt, cottage cheese, you know. But what were your favorite things to do? I was trying to figure out, and I might email the dietitian for this. She said that I could add, because I emailed her, I said, can I add like an ounce of shredded cheddar to my eggs, you know, and melt that up? She says, yep, that's not a problem. And then I said, can I take my dehydrated spinach and powder it and add that to things? And she goes, yep, that's not a problem. And the really cool part is that then I'm getting the fiber and the nutrients from the spinach that otherwise I would not be able to get from the fresh, because I'm not allowed to eat it yet. There's a lot more now that I can eat. I mean, it's not expansive, but there's a lot more flavors I can eat. Canned fruit that's, you know, sugar-free syrup. I could mash that up. I can mash up a banana and eat it. Along with the stuff that I have been eating. So I'm looking forward to all this. And I'm looking forward to seeing how my tummy does with spices. You know what I mean? I'm not a spicy person, but I would like to add pepper to my cottage cheese without fearing that it's going to rip something open. But it was really, I was drinking, okay, last story. I was drinking some bone broth, and it was still a little bit warm. And you know how when you drink something warm and you can feel it, and it, you know, you can feel it, and it stops at your stomach. You know, that's where it's warm. Well, this time I drank it, and I felt the warmth go down. I swear it went down by my belly button. I'm like, okay, so there's nothing stopping it anymore. It just goes. that, you know, it's those little fascinating things that just make life worth living, isn't it? Okay, guys, that is my check-in for this week. I hope everyone is well and on their journey, doing their due. And as always, I appreciate you being here. Until next time.